Right, Monday, May 8th. Thank you so much for making time for the program tonight here on Lookuptv. This is Lookup News. I do want to welcome you to engage us on our socials. At Amwai Brian on Twitter at Lookuptv. The hashtag is Lookup News. We are also live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can send your feedback there and I'll be able to sample some of it as we continue with the program tonight. Our sign language interpreter is Josephine Ouko. But first, these are the top stories tonight.
We as Azimio are opposed to these proposals.
Making news tonight, Azimio leader Raila Odinga asks MPs to oppose Ruto's tax proposal. Also tonight, DCI allowed to investigate accounts operated by Pastor Ezekiel of alleged money laundering as Odero sues government. And Raila cautions the returns of demonstrations if talks don't commence by Wednesday.
Now, tonight, Azimio leader Raila Odinga has called on members of parliament to reject in totality the tax proposals by President William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza government. Now, Odinga said he has so far directed MPs allied to Azimio One Kenya coalition to vote against the Finance Bill 2023. Now, he was saying it is a piece of punishment to Kenyans.
Gentlemen of the media, this is Azimio's statement on Finance Bill 2023.
The Finance Bill 2023 is the current subject of debate in the country, eliciting different reactions from different quarters. Azimio leader Raila Odinga has come out to say he will rally MPs allied to his coalition to oppose the bill.
This is what we are talking about, corruption. Corruption in a political process. They are enjoying artificial majority in parliament, but we say that our members, those who are with the Azimio and who have got conscience, will oppose these proposals. We will oppose the proposals, and we hope that the genuine Kenya Kwanza members who also have got the interests of ordinary Kenyans at heart, some who still feel about the hustler which they used, will see the fallacy of trying to introduce these measures here and how these measures are going to hurt ordinary common man whom they say they are going to assist through a bottom-up approach.
Odinga said the taxes proposed will cripple the country's youth and hustlers, calling it a punishment to the Kenyan people.
Tsunami of taxes in that bill will bury everyone, especially the jobless youth and the poor struggling down at the bottom. The bill is a promissory note to strangle and suffocate the hustlers from whose necks Ruto promised to remove the rope. We wish to make it clear from the outset that as a party, we will try our best to ensure that this anti-people budget is not passed by the National Assembly. In the event that Kenya Kwanza uses its hired majority and passes the bill as it is, we want the people of Kenya to understand that it is Kenya Kwanza's bill.
In his statement, Raila demanded that instead of subjecting all government employees to new mandatory taxation, the regime should instead reduce the size of the government, excess cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, directorates, advisors, aides, departments and cars that are gobbling up finances for no good value for money. Odinga also took a swipe at Kotu SG Francis Atoli for what he claims is being silent on issues that are affecting workers.
Because, there's a workers' organization in this country which will be leading in this process. But we see the workers' movement is completely silent. We saw them on Labor Day talking and not even demanding an increase in salaries for the workers. It seems that the workers' movement has gone to bed with this regime. But we just want Kenyan workers to unite. We will continue to defend the right of Kenyan workers.
The Kenya National Chambers of Commerce is urging the government to instead expand the tax base and spread its revenue collection to more businesses rather than hike the existing taxes.
The government has reached its maximum limit on collection of taxes. But what we want to tell government is that as business people, as patriotic citizens, as Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we are patriotic and we are paying our taxes, and we even want to pay taxes to the last cent. We want to see as Kenya National Chamber of Commerce how we can be able to establish a database and be able to organize the bottom of the pyramid so that we can bring approximately 6.3 million SMEs.
Kenya Union of Special Needs Education Teachers has called on Parliament to reject a financial bill fronted by the National Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, proposing a 3% deduction from workers' basic pay to go towards the National Housing Development Fund.
Now, the Azimio leader Raila Odinga has hinted at the return of anti-government protests should the bipartisan talks be delayed past Wednesday. And as Shadrach Karere reports, Odinga has given the government an ultimatum of 2 days to get ready for talks, as he accuses the Kenya Kwanza of being reluctant towards the talks.
The streets of Nairobi may once again be treated to the Azimio demonstration should the Kenya Kwanza coalition fail to organize its bipartisan committee to be ready for talks before Wednesday. While addressing the press conference on Monday, the Azimio Supremo Raila Odinga accused the government of deceiving Kenyans that it is committed to the talks, whereas it has a different stand.
First, we acted in good faith to call off the demonstrations last Thursday because Kenya Kwanza had approached us and said that we were ready now for talks and that we are going to remove Mr. Kenan, whom they had put in as among one of their delegates.
Odinga lamented that though the Azimio coalition has been patient with the Kenya Kwanza administration to prepare for the talks, the government has been reluctant.
But we knew that the real reason why they were doing it was because they were expecting the visitors were coming into town. And they did not want demonstrations at that time. But we did act in good faith ourselves because they said they were serious. Now we are seeing signs of reluctance.
Odinga now giving the government an ultimatum of 2 days until on Wednesday to get ready for the talk, else the coalition will announce its next course of action.
We're seeing signs of reluctance. Now all members of the other side are not available. They don't have a quorum to begin the discussions and so on. We have given them today and tomorrow. We have said that the talks must start in earnest on Wednesday. And if the delegation is not ready by Wednesday, we will treat that gentleman's agreement as cancelled. And we will then now explore other options available to us as Azimio.
Last week on Thursday, the Azimio coalition postponed its demonstrations as the Kenya Kwanza administration had agreed to withdraw eldest member of Parliament Adan Kenan as a member of its bipartisan committee. Shadrach Karere, Lookup TV.
All right, now controversial televangelist Ezekiel Odero has moved to court, suing the state over the closure of his New Life International Church and his TV channel dubbed World Evangelism. Dazian Ketani now reports the court has today allowed the DCI to investigate bank and M-Pesa accounts associated with Odero's name over claims of money laundering.
Just days after being released on a 1.5 million cash bail, controversial Pastor Ezekiel Odero, through his lawyers Danstan Omari and Cliff Ombeta, took to the courts this morning to seek orders barring the court from freezing his accounts.
An application whereby we are talking to the state and asking the court, while we are asking the state not to freeze the accounts of the Church of Pastor Ezekiel, not to close the church, not to close the accounts, not to do any kind of mischief.
Omari took a swipe at the government operatives for moving to the Milimani law courts this morning, seeking conservative orders to freeze Odero's and the church bank accounts, insisting that if granted, the orders will stop the daily operations of the church and a school run by the same church.
Sisi tukiwa huku wamekimbia Milimani Magistrates Court. Milimani iko Nairobi. Wakaambia magistrate kwamba kuna account hapa zifungwe. Banki zile zote zinaishi katika Mombasa. Hakuna account ya Nairobi. Hatuelewi kwa nini waende Milimani Magistrates Court na account ziko hapa.
Speaking outside Mombasa law courts, the lawyers condemned DPP Nordin Haji for what they termed as laxity in investigations.
Moja wa yule tumeshtaki ni Director of Criminal Investigation, ambaye tumemshtaki kama mshtaki namba 7. Amekuja kotini akiwasilishwa na yule Attorney General. Wameandika ushahidi wao, replying affidavit tarehe 5, wakatupa. Hawajasema ambayo yamejiri sasa hivi. Tukifika kotini wanasema tupe muda mpaka kesho. Tuna vitu tunavyotaka kuweka bayana mbele ya mahakama.
The city-based lawyer also indicated that the pastor will be conducting a mass service starting tomorrow, assuring believers that security will be provided adequately.
We authoritatively confirm now that the state has come and announced, and it is a court order, that the Church of God has not been closed and shall not be closed. It is open, so those ones who are going to start Meza ya Bwana kesho, I'm told the Meza ya Bwana inaanza kesho for 6 days.
The exhumation exercise is expected to resume tomorrow in Shakahola, Magarini, Kilifi County. Ian Keitani, Lookup TV.
Right now, the hearing of a multi-million case where a foreign investor, Ms. Montida Rashi, is suing a top politician and 3 of her ex-employees for fraudulent transferring over 300 million from her account will now proceed on 10th of May. Now, Justice Alfred Mabea has directed all the parties to file their responses by then in a daring theft case that has elicited mixed emotions. Henry Tende with more.
Who is for the applicant?
In the multi-million fraud case, the foreign investor who is the director of KiwiPay Kenya company, Ms. Montida Rashi, wants the help of the court to recover over 300 million shillings she alleges were transferred from her account fraudulently into the accounts associated with top politicians in the country.
My company have to close because if I go to EcoBank, withdraw money, they say, when you have zero in court, the only way you can access fund. My staff don't get paid for 11 months. We don't get pay rent. We cannot pay tax to the government.
Rashi says 3 of her ex-employees, Maina Stephen Njenga, Felix Rantu Lekishe and Solomon Joseph Maina, with knowledge of the company's accounts and operations, colluded with the politicians to transfer the money, which found its way into individual accounts, naming former Kiambu Governor William Kabogo at the center of the scam.
How come politician Kabogo and Luila Wai is coming to receive such a $320 million to KiwiPay? Who are they? Are they a one of director KiwiPay?
In the case, the investor has also sued EcoBank for authorizing the transfer of the money suspiciously without her consent, yet she is the sole signatory.
I have received a text message from EcoBank, and the money have been removed $2.5 million to run a law firm without my consent. I'm not aware in this lawyer. I don't appoint him, and my company Kiwi Pay Kenya don't know him.
Justice Mabeya has now certified the case as urgent and has directed the parties in the suit to file their submissions on 10th of May. Justice Mabeya will also issue comprehensive directions on 17th of May.
I direct that the applications for leave to bring the related suits in E469 and E484 of 2022 is disposed of immediately. The parties therein to file their skeletal submissions in those files for highlighting on the 10th of May 2023 at 1:15 p.m. In the meantime, comprehensive directions in all the matters will be given on 17th May 2023 at 8:30 a.m. and the status quo in all the matters stands until then.
Henry Tende, Lookup TV.
Now, families displaced in flood in Ugunja, Alego, Usonga and Bondo constituencies received a huge reprieve today after receiving relief supplies from the government. Now speaking in Siaya County while presiding over distribution of relief supplies to displaced families, Cabinet Secretary for Information, Communications and Digital Economy, Eliud Owalo, said that the solution entails harnessing the excess waters to ensure sustainable food security through irrigation and also desilting some of the rivers to contain a backflow that has been displacing thousands.
Water! Water!
Speaking in Siaya County during the distribution of relief supplies to displaced families in Ugunja, Alego, Usonga and Bondo constituencies, Cabinet Secretary for Information, Communications and Digital Economy, Eliud Owalo, reassured the residents that the government is fully committed to serving them.
Most of the families have been displaced and are now living within schools. So as a short-term measure, we are bringing food. The Ministry of Interior is also on the way with blankets, mosquito nets and those type of things.
He further added that poor planning was to blame for the displacement of people by the floods.
We want to ensure that there's sustainable food security, and that's why we are going the route of irrigation. Like in this area, we want to do a major irrigation project along the River Yala Swamp, so that we have got not just adequate food for purposes of subsistence, but also surplus for export to either other countries or even. That is a long-term measure. As far as the floods is concerned, we want to do desilting, so that the water can flow towards the lake as opposed to downwards towards where people are doing what the families are resident.
Meanwhile, Borabu constituency residents decry poor roads following heavy rains that have continued to pound the area.
Sisi hapa ni wakulima wa avocado. Factory imefunguliwa hapo Kisii Town. Haipitiki kamwe, hakuna mahali gari inapita, ndizi zimekwama. Sasa sisi tunalia Obadia Barongo, kama hawezi thibitisha hili kwa siku 14, sisi tutakuwa tunaandamana kila siku ndiposa aweze kutimiza jambo hili.
Kama mama wajawazito wakienda kwa hospitali kujifungua, hatuna njia ya kupita kwa hii njia. Kwa sababu hiyo ni mzigo mzito tumepewa. Juzi kuna mama mwingine alikuwa anapelekwa kwa hospitali kwa kujifungua, akaanguka kwa hii mto.
They blamed the previous regime of leadership of not addressing their grievances and are now calling on the county government to intervene.
Mheshimiwa, kwa hali kwa upendo wako tunakuomba ukaweza ukatutengenezea hii barabara, kwa sababu hii barabara ndio inapita wa mama tunasumbuka, hata tukibeba chai kwa kichwa tunakuja na matope, tukianguka hakuna mwenye anatutoa.
Audrey Cherotich, Lookup TV.
Right, another story by Audrey Cherotich takes us to our first break here on the program. We'll be back in a few.
Sensei Institute of Technology is the home to the best practical courses, giving you a hands-on experience to handle the world. For you to join us, ensure you have your national ID card and be ready to enjoy the ride. Sensei College, my skills, my future.
nimenyakua mita na loto. Nimematch nambari 5, nimeshinda 200k. Nimematch nambari 3 na nimepata pesa.
My God! Nimeshinda bonus shopping voucher!
Wewe unangoja nini? Changamka, cheza loto, sio ndoto.
Oh yes, join the Lotto money train.
It could be you.
Changamka, cheza loto.
Nyakua mita na Lotto every hour. Get into the Lotto money train and win big. Mara hii you win 20,000 times pesa zako. 50 bob inakushindia 1 million shillings every hour na up to 40 million shillings every day. Usiwachwe nyuma. Mamili ni moto moto na Lotto. Nenda kwa M-Pesa paybill number 777-000. Andika neno look kama account name. Cheza na kati ya shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2,000 na ubambeto na Lotto.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Hey darling, are we still on for a coffee date?
I'm waiting for you to come and pick me up.
I should be able to pick you in a few.
It's a coffee yogurt date?
It's not just a yogurt, it's royal coffee yogurt.
Flow with the sweet taste of thick and smooth Royal Fresh coffee yogurt. Royal Fresh, the royal taste of freshness.
We as Novena United Circle are a society that is able to provide a platform for business startups by providing financial aid to members and creating a platform to accumulate their savings. We look for small business entrepreneurs who are starting a business venture and provide the best opportunity to expand our business niche and turn it into something big. For more information, call us on 0768 757 956 or WhatsApp us on 0734 832 430. Novena United Circle. Tuungane pamoja.
All right, thank you so much for staying with us here on Lookup News. Let's continue updating you on the news-making headlines. Now, tension is brewing up at Shaviroti in Shinyalu constituency, Kakamega County, following a land dispute between the school and 9 families living around a school. Now, this comes after an alleged forced eviction of 7 families, resulting in heightened tensions. David Alex with this and much more from the counties.
Villagers from Shinyalu in Kakamega County have razed down 9 houses and destroyed property after a land dispute emerged between Shivarotsi Primary School and various area residents. The affected families allege that a gang of armed youths equipped with crude weapons launched an assault on their homes and property.
Tunasikia mbambo sasa wamevamia huko. Wakapika hii nyumba, wakawasha moto, madirisha wanatoa hii ya vyuma. Wenye wanatoa vyuma, wanatoa mali wako, wenye wanapomoa wako. Sasa ile vitu imeishi kwa nyumba, wanawasha moto.
Chanzo ni mambo na kesi mzozo kati ya shule na familia yangu. Kuna kesi iliruliwa, koti kaamua watu wawe wenye mashamba warejeshewe mashamba yao, na kama shule inaweza kuwa na mawasiliano mengine kati ya wenye shamba na wao wasikilizane.
Meanwhile, political leaders from Isiolo, Marsabit and Tana River counties have announced the formation of a caucus that will jointly champion for the interest of residents of the 3 counties. Led by Isiolo Governor Abdi Ibrahim Guyo, the leaders resolved to rally support behind President Ruto and UDA. And elsewhere, The Christian Foundation Fellowship Church in Nyahururu town has launched a campaign to sensitize the local communities to plant trees and also protect forests. While launching the awareness campaign, Bishop Peter Kinywa said that the program is aimed at introducing a tree planting culture among communities in the area and educating the people about environmental conservation. And in other news, Embu County is ready to host Madaraka Day celebrations on June 1st, with the Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki giving a thumbs up to the renovations at the Moi Stadium in Embu. Speaking when he inspected the stadium, the CS was optimistic that the remaining parts of the renovations will be ready for inspection 10 days to the D-Day.
That's what brought me here. I'm satisfied with the work that has been done here. I want to commend the lead agency that is helping us get this done in the shortest time possible, and that is the Kenya Defence Forces. But I also want to thank the National Housing Corporation and many other agencies of national government and the county government of Embu for the support, the partnership which has made the pace possible. I am satisfied that the pace is okay, and I should be back around the 20th of May just to make sure we are able to see how it will be like 10 days after when His Excellency the President comes to lead the country in the Madaraka Day.
David Alex, Lookup TV.
Now, let's get sporty tonight. Narok County now intends to put their efforts in other sporting games, especially in rugby. The county has launched the first rugby team, which is Warriors Rugby at Olen Timama Stadium. Felix Solana now reports.
Pale hivi karibu na Kobil, kama unakumbuka, kama unajua Jiangsu hapo kwa Waindi.
Narok County has not been known for other sport apart from athletics, but one man is out to change the tune by introducing a new game, rugby. According to John Jorogi, Narok County Union Chairman and Maa Warriors Rugby Club owner, says that the aim of introducing rugby is to demonstrate that the county has immense talent in different sports.
Our purpose of starting this exposure or this project, rugby project in Narok Town, is to eliminate the norm and also encourage our youth that we can do or we can play rugby in Narok. So most of our youth come from very hard backgrounds, difficult backgrounds, and we have been able to gather a few talented players, let me say, and able to put up a good rugby club. For now, we're just looking forward to greater heights, and we are welcoming every other kind of clubs within Narok, within Kenya, to come to Narok, our country, and play with us, support us, and we'll be able to reciprocate the same thing to us.
Eric Parsen, an entrepreneur of Maestro Bistro Club, one of the sponsors of the tournament, says the aim of the tournament is to boost sanity in the society by eradicating vices such as drug and early marriages. Parsen also called out other partners to chip in and support the youths in venturing into different sporting activities.
The reason why we decided to come into this is because we've seen a lot of youth who are getting into drugs, who are getting into early marriages. And we wanted to impact the society in terms of our CSR campaign for sponsoring rugby. I think it is time for all of us to try and support our young people so that they stem away from these vices in society.
On the other hand, Nakuru RFC coach Jaflo Otieno has expressed his gratitude for the invitation, urging other counties to emulate Narok County initiative.
So I would like to urge Amwai County to take this step forward and let's work together. Also, like big thanks to Narok Rugby Union for hosting us.
Felix Solana, Lookup Sports.
Now, FKF Premier League defending champions Tusker FC are targeting to retain the title. Now, this is after another win of 1-0 against the Kakamega Homeboys at Ruaraka Grounds. Now, the Brewers are currently in position 2 in the table, standing with 61 points, only 2 points away from the league leader Gor Mahia. Right, now English Premier League fixture continues tonight with Nottingham Forest battling Southampton in a relegation battle. Now both teams are in the bracket of being relegated from the top tier league. Now Nottingham Forest are in position 18 with 30 points, while their opponents, the Saints, are in last position with 24 points. Now, Victor Chege, a name that will